What's up everybody, my name is Dwight and welcome back to GeForce Garage. In any of the Battlefield games, it's important to work as a team to turn the tides of battle. A key way to achieve this is by having air superiority, and in Battlefield 5 that hasn't changed. Today we brought in Lee Harrington of PC Junkie Mods to show off his 2 new custom builds inspired by the planes of Battlefield 5. Let's check out what kind of advantage these turret-powered beasts will have on the battlefield. Well, hey Lee, thanks for coming by. I see you've brought us a couple of really awesome plane mods. How'd you actually come up with the concept for these?
Well, when the Battlefield 5 trailer came out, I knew I had to build some mods for that. Ever since I was young, I've always been into the World War II planes, and in the trailer I could see a couple of the planes doing some duels, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to take the British Spitfire and maybe the German Messerschmitt and put them head to head.
Nice, and make like dueling PCs as well.
There you go.
Yeah. What are some of the mods that you actually did on this thing? Seems like you've done quite a bit.
Well, this is a Fractal design R6. I was looking for a chassis that was a pretty simple foundation to work from, because I knew I was going to have to round out the top and do something on the front. So I kind of brought the mod up and took the front of the plane and just kind of applied it to the case.
How'd you come about actually making like the top and the front piece?
I did a lot of foam shaping, glued a bunch of foam together and used like a cheese grater file and filed it down and tried to get it nice and round on the edges. And because I made this whole top piece here, I ended up losing the front panel connections and also my exhaust here. So what I ended up doing is taking the front panel I/O and relocated it along the bottom here. And then on the top here, I ended up channeling out the back, and I cut a piece off of the original filter that was up top and put that into the back there and then kind of blended it all together. Ron was kind enough to do some airbrushing to give us some final touches, and he printed the exhaust for this. So by putting like these little panel marks, just like the old planes, they had all these rivets and stuff across them. That was kind of the idea, to use the brads and do that.
Nice. How'd you go about making the prop and the whole assembly in the front?
Originally, I think the spinner and the prop would go onto whatever motor you were buying for your RC plane, right? Well, since we don't have the drive shaft, I had to figure something out. So I ended up getting some all thread, cutting it down to size, and tying that all together.
So that's an actual prop from an RC plane?
Yes, this is actually carbon fiber.
Oh, I don't think they had carbon fiber back in the World War II.
No, that's why it's black.
Okay. So how did you decide on these sort of designs for both the PCs?
So in World War II, a lot of the planes had a lot of pinups and stuff like that. I didn't really want to go that route. I wanted something more aggressive. That's when I decided for the Spitfire to go with the Army green, and the shark teeth is typically found on the P-40 Warhawk. And then for the Messerschmitt BF-109, went with the dirty yellow and the Warthog teeth, which is usually found on the A-10 Warhawk.
Well, it looks great, but what are the actual specs of the PC?
So we have the ASUS X299 motherboard, an Intel i7-7820X, the Trident Z RGB 32 gig kit from G.Skill, the 970 EVO 500 gig SSD, the EVGA 1000 with the CableMod kit, and then for cooling we have the Corsair ML140 fans all throughout. For the CPU block we have the Heatkiller water block and a Heatkiller pump res combo kit, all powered by the GeForce RTX 2080 Ti.
Nice. So this thing's going to be able to play Battlefield 5, no problem.
Hands down, no problem.
Well, Lee, you did a fantastic job. These things look awesome. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We'll see you for the next one.